Hi folks, back again, Bathrobe Chronicles number 202. I guess I'm coming late to the trough on this one, if you will. As everyone knows, Osama bin Laden is dead. Over the years, even though I've stopped watching TV, I have CNN, MSNBC, and all of that, and you see these angry mobs from the Middle East storming through the towns, hundreds of them, or hundreds of thousands of them. Death to the U.S., kill Americans, banners, placards, burning flags, and so forth and so on. And boy, I always, when I would see those things, I would just feel, gosh, these people really hate us. Really hate us, for whatever reason. I had somewhat the same feelings that after Osama bin Laden was killed, when I saw how some of us over here were reacting. I'm not passing judgment as such, but it was quite similar to the people who I was frightened by in the Middle East, who were ranting and raving and yelling, "Kill Americans," and stuff like that. Am I glad he's dead? Well, I'm glad he's no longer able to plan to kill people, not only us, but people all over the world. I'm surely glad of that. I guess I would have rather had him captured alive and brought to trial, of course, even though that would cost millions of dollars. I would have much rather seen that, I think. I'm not sure, but most likely. And this whole deal with the SEALs, I wonder about these people who are running our government. I often wondered about them. But boy, are they just a bunch of screw-ups. Now, if everybody, by the way, for you who don't know, I live in SEAL Town, USA. Yes, I live in Virginia Beach, and this, of course, I don't know where SEALs are all over the place, but I think the two primary SEAL places, Virginia Beach and Coronado, California, I believe. I'm pretty sure the Coronado, and I'm sure of the Virginia Beach. In fact, I live right across from the amphibious base in Virginia Beach. And obviously, these men who risk their lives, surely we should be thankful that we have them, and I think all of us are. But the government, first off, the initial report, if I'm not mistaken, that we, the citizens, received through CNN and the rest of the news outlets was completely different than like the day after. In other words, I think the first time there was a woman in front of him, he was using her as a shield or something, and then they came and said, no, that wasn't true. And then they were talking about SEAL Team 6 and all of this. And then, like in our local paper, of course, this is where the SEALs live, there was all kinds of comments being made. And then everybody wanted to jump on the SEAL bandwagon, if you will. I think our mayor, wanted to hand them some kind of citation or whatever. On the one hand, the government is saying, we want no one to know anything about these warriors, these commandos, the SEALs. We want no one to know anything about them. Everything to do is secret. How they do it is secret. And on and on and on and on. And it's amazing. Recently, I read an article that detailed exactly what they did in that compound. How I believe, and I can't remember, and of course, why should you even believe anything you read anymore? But I believe what happened with the helicopter, it was borderline on the weight, and it was really hot, which my understanding is doesn't give much lift. and I believe it ran into a wall or something. I can't remember what I read. But here we're getting all this detail stuff. They even gave the name of the dog. I think the dog's name is Cairo, who went with them. And then Gates comes out and says he fears for the SEAL's safety. I mean, am I the only one who's looking at this and wondering what the hell is wrong? I mean, why didn't they just say U.S. forces shot bin Laden and let it go at that? That's pretty simple. And I would see nothing wrong. You know, we don't want everything declared secret, of course. That's absurd. Some of the things that have been declared secret in the past. They could surely declare the whole operation secret and just come out and said, some of our forces attempted to capture bin Laden, you know, at his compound in Pakistan, what have you, and ended up having to kill him. And then go from there. Now, whether people think it's the SEALs or not, you know, that would be up for speculation. But why? Why are they doing all this? And then everybody gets on the SEAL bandwagon. And no, I'm not maligning or making fun of the SEALs, please. But I think one of our senators wanted to present them with emails from the public. Now, number one, the public wouldn't have sent emails if they didn't know that the folks who went over there and shot him were SEALs. And everybody is getting in this SEAL deal, man. And I have the greatest respect for them. And as I mentioned on another one, and no, I'm not like a SEAL wannabe or anything like that, but many years ago, 20-some years ago, I would occasionally go to a SEAL party or a party put on by SEALs or whatever term you want to use, and I knew a SEAL casually. You know, we had dinner a couple of times. It's 25 years ago. Do I know anything more about SEALs than you? Of course not. The only thing I know, and this is going back 25 years at those parties, you know, they seem like great guys. And of course they are the creme de la creme, no matter how you look at it. You know, in order to go through all that stuff, man, you got to be motivated, regardless of what kind of person you are or you aren't. But I guess there was two aspects, and I've covered them, so I guess that's about it. One was, you know, how do you feel about bin Laden? In other words, were you joyful? Did you run out in the streets naked and drink all night and cheer? Or did you maybe have a few minutes of reflection or something? There are truly evil people, and I think you could make a good case for it would be good if they were all dead. I'm not saying you couldn't make a good case. And I'm not saying that the best outcome this could have had was him being shot or dying or whatever term you want to use. The other thing that ticked me off, they're going into all this stuff. We took 88 computers, 49 million hard drives, and on and on and on. Now, obviously, his buddies out there would assume that if the military went in there, they would take all this stuff. But they wouldn't know that for sure, because obviously it was a clandestine operation, and they wanted to get the hell out of there. They're in the middle of another damn country, without the country's permission, if you will, shooting someone who lives there. I mean, come on. So I would imagine that they really didn't want to hang around forever. I imagine they wanted to get out of there. But and obviously his henchmen, for lack of a better word, would most likely know that when they got there, they were going to, you know, grab some stuff. But why did they go into all this detail about this stuff? I mean, they could have had like a paragraph. American forces went to Osama bin Laden's, and ended up having to kill him. He was buried at sea. And that's it. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about all this. No, I don't think I am. So, your comments, as always, are appreciated. They truly are. You know, this wasn't like a real fun one at all. And as I said, I have mixed feelings about this. You know, okay, so the guy was a scumbag and a terrorist and plotting death to people all over the world. And you might want to cheer, if you will, the fact that he's no longer able to do that. But like this, what do they call it, bloodthirst or blood something, you know, out in the streets and all of that. I don't know. And I'm not saying the people out in the streets in the U.S. are bad people. I don't know anything about them. You know, I think it would seem more, I'm not sure what this word is I'm groping for, if maybe people had just gone out in the streets and said, we're glad that he's no longer able to help in planning terrorism or something, instead of all this cheering and all that kind of stuff. You know, as I said, I'm not saying I'm right. I could surely be wrong. But that's the way it is. I just felt like I wanted to do this. You guys take care. Good night. If you've gotten this far, thanks for listening, and I would appreciate your comments. And as Pat Condell would say, peace, ladies and gentlemen. Peace. Take care.